I will repeat what happened last lecture, and we continue. So we were talking about cash flow, P&L, and we call it our financial model, our financial plan for a year. And the key idea was that people, entrepreneur, young startup company, don't pay too much attention to financial plan, and it's a key mistake because some people miss cash flow with P&L, but only this two report shows what happened in your business. And we are smart entrepreneur, so we assume that our P&L profitable and our business generate profit. So the tricky question was about, is it possible, how do you think, is it possible that, for example, you're a profitable company, but you have almost zero at your bank account? What's your idea? It's possible. Can you explain why? The reason is quite simple. Usually it's called cash flow gap. So your money simply don't come yet. So, and as you understand, so you understand that without money it's difficult to make operation. So if you don't pay too much attention to your P&L, it's look like you are non-profitable. But when you see and plan your cash flow, you see when you have a cash flow gap, and it's easy because you simply borrow some money. The easiest instrument is overdraft from bank. So, and you don't stop your operations, you go forward. So, vice versa. What do you think? If we have a lot of money on our bank account, can we be a non-profitable company? Yes. Can you give me an example?
Maybe we're not quite aware how to generate our income money. And that's why.
Yeah, but how it's happened? We have money, but we're non-profitable.
We have like a seed capital.
Okay, it's a reason, yeah. So it's box. So you have a money which someone give you. Yeah. So like seed or find another round. But in general, sometimes it's not funding money. It's money from your suppliers. You simply not pay your obligation yet. And it's look like you have money on your bank account, but if you will pay all obligation, you have minus. So it's the most important that you must understand from when you plan your finance. All the time when someone sells something, you plan this sum in P&L and you plan when money comes in the cash flow plan. So the same when you have obligation, you say when you make payment for others. These two reports show what happened. And then we calculate metrics, financial metrics like gross margin and net profit margin of your business. You always do it in a period. So my recommendation, at least 1 year, you have to understand what happened. And as our homework was to make a financial plan and calculate these metrics, the idea when you don't have enough gross margin in your business, it means that you must do something with your business, pivot, to increase the metrics. And the key idea of lesson today, topic for today is called customer development. So it's a way how we can increase value in our business. If we can increase value, it means that we can increase prices. If we increase prices, we have a good profit margin and everything fine with our business because it's profitable. It's a key idea of today's lesson, okay? So the first question is, why 90 startup, small company close within the 3 years? Do you have any idea?
Calculate all risks.
Yeah, but it's too complicated. It's absolutely true. But during our lecture, we tried to find the easiest and the most simplest idea. Like, would you like to be rich? Sell much. It's all quite simple. So, despite the fact that it's too complicated, everything is changing and so on.
Maybe the idea doesn't work. It's not working.
Yeah, it's true. So they don't generate money, but why? So close is game over. It's like no money, no funny. Business doesn't work. Okay, we understand. Why it's like a core idea? Why is it moneyless, penniless? Look, the way we have just talking about P&L, cash flow, revenue, profit margin. So the answer, simple answer in this.
They do not generate money.
So okay, and what it means?
We have low. Go bankrupt.
Okay, the simplest answer looks like they created product or service which didn't need anyone. So it's like nobody buy it.
But I told it the idea doesn't work.
Yeah, I accept. So you all said the correct, gives correct answer. So, but the key idea that if you don't sell, it means that maybe nobody need it. Do you agree? So it's not the problem of you, so you can't sell, or you don't do it. All companies who launch within 3 years, they believe in the idea, they have big love. We talked about this stage when we fall in love, but they create a product, they do some, but nobody buy. So it's the reason between, as we said, value not enough in the business. So people buy if you can give value. If no value, nobody buy. Yeah. So the core problem when we on the early stage, please check, or maybe have a proof that this product, this service needs market. It means that sell. So the only reason to check is whether they buy or not. So only very simple idea. Let's go. So no one buy means cancel my or EBITDA profit, EBITDA profit problem in P&L. So we understand what it means. For example, you can sell something, but value is not enough. It's like you sell, but not much enough to grow. Yeah. On the other side, you sell something, but gross margin not enough to be profitable in P&L. So the key idea always about value. It's a problem. Okay. Give me definition. What is? How do you think? What is value and price?
Price is measure that like people accept to buy something.
Yeah.
Maybe price, it is a term more which we can use like in the business sphere, but value we can apply it in any sphere, like people's values, or it's more like
Yeah, value is different for all the people and price is the same.
Yes, for example, I go to the store and I want like, I don't know, to buy, I drink only, for example, black tea. And for me, even if the price be high, I will continue buying this black tea because for me, the black tea, I don't know, it's very stupid, but it has like big value, for example, in comparison with Vika.
Okay, I understand your example. But if you're talking about the same business, so don't think in general. So you accept that it's different here. So price not equal value. So in terms of business and one business, when you look at your business, so what is price for you?
The money you're ready to pay.
So not maybe ready to pay the money you want,
Yeah.
then somebody pay you. Yeah? So vice versa. Value, so what is it?
How you think?
The actual cost.
The actual price which you think you can.
So actual cost, it's look like, in this example, it's look like price. So this coffee,
No.
no? Explain.
Well, for example, in China, the value of the bottle is, I don't know, less than $1, but the price here is $5.
Yeah, but it's gross margin, as we calculated previous. So it's just about money. So of course, if you sell something, you have cost of goods you sell, yeah? So if you revenue minus cost of goods, you have your profit, gross profit. So gross profit margin shows the rate how smart you are. If you have a unique bottle from China, you can buy it maybe much higher. So let's continue. Let's return to value.
What was the question?
So we give the definition of the price. So it's something and the money we need for our service or products. So value, how we can, so the idea, can we calculate it? How do you think? No. Okay. In general, yes. At least we must calculate it. So, and value, the last idea, what is it?
Like it's our profit after costs and all.
No, value it's not a metrics. So it's something between price, your big idea, and what customers think about you. So let's go. You know Warren Buffett, yeah? Mm-hmm. So his definition, I think, quite good. Price is what you pay. So, for example, in the case of your business, somebody pay you. Value is what you get. So it's like, the big idea is that we have, during our lecture, we try to simplify everything. But the more simple idea you have in your mind, you will understand it and you can use it. So why we stop and we discuss all these terms? Because people don't understand. For example, you have an idea from previous lesson, we calculate a P&L, so profit less expenses. So, and this report shows are we profitable or not. If you're not, or we have a very small rate of net profit, it means that something wrong with our revenue. Our revenue, if you look precisely on this, we sell something and get revenue. And prices is quite important metrics in this formula. Do you agree? So if we increase prices, it means that we increase all our metrics and we become more profitable as a company. But on the other side, we can understand that prices is not the only idea we can change. Because, for example, as you said, you need a black tea and you love it. And right now you met about black tea, but nobody sell it. Okay, value is quite high and you're ready to pay high. But what happens in the real world? Rivals all sell black tea, and you have an opportunity to increase maybe prices. Yeah, but we as a business have survived, and this idea. So this picture shows quite good illustration. High value, low price. Definition: good deal. We always want to have a lot of value for a reasonable price. So vice versa. Price high, value short, small. Not worth it. If you are monopoly company, it works fine because nobody else,
You do not have rivals.
yeah, nobody else something that you do, and it's fine. But in the real market, we always have this situation, and for this reason, we have understand what value in our business, and we must calculate it. Accept? So it's quite important because this definition have the results in your P&L. Your P&L, it's your operation, business efficiency, your profit of the company. Without it, usually you fail. Who remember at what stage we are as a business in Adiz's life cycle? You don't know. At the beginning. So we are entrepreneur who have fallen in love in its idea. So, and we currently make steps, and we don't start. We simply try to check everything to at least avoid a mistake. So it's like a big idea that it's difficult to reach the target from the first try. But when you make a homework, you usually avoid a lot of tremendous mistake. And the core idea from the previous lesson, if you can't calculate your valuation plan, you're not ready yet. If you calculate it, but you see the problem in your proficiency, maybe your business don't generate money, so you go this stage and think about value and prices, of course. So let's repeat. Low value means no money. It's easy. Low average check, yeah. It means sell by price. Everybody hates when their sales forces sell by prices, by discount and so on. It's a mad way of entrepreneur. So no returning client. So you understand that always acquisition cost it's much higher than retention. If your business always say goodbye your client from the first try, after first try, it's a great problem. You will never survive. So it's business metric, low LTV, lifetime value. So what money during the life cycle of your client, your client pay you. Low conversion to buys. So it's like somebody comes and no business, no deal. So they don't buy. Bad conversion. So it's all about value prices. So for this reason, as we understand, the market changing. And for example, something that works fine 5 years ago doesn't work. Yeah? So why? Because entrepreneurs forget always balance, calculate, and understand what happens on market. Because prices stay the same or increase, value reduce because rivals do something better. So business have problem in its P&L. Okay. So let's think how we can increase value, which instrument to use, or do work.
Increase equality.
Yes.
Try to get as much market share as possible.
Market share is it's not easy to reach, and usually it requires budget. On earlier stage, we usually think about something easier. So we create something. As a new company, I think we create something new. So, and we must calculate. Increase value if we have a problem. So, any idea? Sell more. We always try as a business to sell more. So, okay. From helicopter view, so it's called business development. We're in customer development. So, as we all simplify, I think we have two options. They work both, and you must do it from time to time on the earliest page, all the time, earliest stage. So, problem interview is instrument. Hand sales, it's also instrument. Everybody understands that we don't a corporation, we don't yet sell much. Yeah. So we try to understand how to sell. So for this reason, we have to go to our clients, make problem interview, and make hand sales. So how do you think problem interview? What you should ask? What would you like to know? And how do it? What?
Feedback.
Yeah, feedback, but what kind of feedback? So,
You need to understand.
What they like, what they dislike.
about product?
First of all, is there the actual need of the product?
What are their expectations about the product?
Yeah.
Are they ready to value this product?
Yeah, but do you understand, do you accept that people usually maybe don't tell truth? So it's a funny example when maybe it's Apple, so they make several iPod, I don't remember exactly, but a different color. And everybody says it. They like red, they like green. At the end of the session, they said, okay, you can get for free all device you like. Everybody take black or white. So it's not sometimes easy, especially when you create a new product or new service, to find out what exactly your customer want and give a correct feedback. So, but at least it's possible. Let's go. Let's look. So you don't have, as it's a new product. So sometimes you don't yet know what question to ask and what exactly people say you. But at least you can understand, so does this customer have the problem you are going to settle? Do you agree? Because your problem or your business or your product or your service always must settle the problem of the client. So in startup world, sometimes it's called pain. Pain. The more pain, the better chance to survive. Something like this. So how strong is it? And from this, we can form a value proposition. Do you remember that in our Osterwald business model canvas, we have value proposition? We can return and I show you. But it's something that we give to market and what clients want. So, and it's quite important that instrument which can help you to form value proposition is customer development and problem interview as an instrument. So let's go. You understand? So we at least we don't know yet what question to ask, but at least we try to understand how pain does it exist, how strong, yeah, and who. So like who, it means who is a client. Pain, how we from our business can settle this problem. How strong, it's the measure. If it's a strong pain, so why pain? So everybody understand. If we have a pain in our organism, so we have a problem and we would like to settle it once. If it's not a pain, we can wait. From the business view, it means that it's not a pain, people can live with it. If they can live with it, you sell or don't sell or sell very slowly, it's not enough for your P&L. Yeah, accept? Okay. So we understand the pain, we understand the problem, and we must have a very critical view on what we do. Because it's look like we create something, or imagine, go to the customers, as we suppose that our customer, start to talk about them, understand, okay, we get the target from the pain, so we get the target from the service, but we find out that we can't settle the pain. It's look like in marketing, we can communicate the right way, but in really, as a business, we can't settle the problem. It's like, okay, you want a black tea, I sell a black tea, but it's not a black tea. It's coffee. So what would happen? Value 0, yeah? Price only for one purchase, so we make only one sale. No return in client, and all the problems that we have previously. And for this reason, I think the earlier you start, so at first you understand who is a client, and we do it on the previous stage. Then we come to our clients and simply talk with them and make a problem interview to find out the pain, how strong is it, and how we can settle the problem. Usually at this stage you understand that the way you think of your business is not what exactly want your customers. The bad idea is that entrepreneur sometimes think that they are smarter than the market. If we return back, it's the same. Nobody sell, we close within 3 years. Usually we spend all our money, or maybe investors' money, and close. So I think that the earlier you go to client, the better. The more smarter you think, so don't look at this stage that you understand everything. Usually the life is much more complicated and beautiful than we think. And the good analogy, it's like you're playing in a strategy game. So you think your map like this, but the real world is much bigger. And you sometimes don't understand how much gold around you. And sometimes it's a very good idea that, for example, you understand that you can't settle the problem and you close your idea because it's much more complicated. Or maybe you find out something simpler. Because, for example, you plan this way, but customer said the pain really here. And if you change something, you can settle this problem. So, entrepreneur must be a person who always look critically what he doing and have power to for changing. It's very important. Let's go. So, let me return for someone who have just come to us. So, here is Astorval business model. So, have you heard about it? Yes. So, perfect. You understand that the easiest visualization of your business model, it's much more easier than to make a business plan. Because business plan, it's a lot of pages and nobody read it. And as the world changing all the time, on the early stage you have no opportunity to make a plan which reads the target from the first try. Maybe you are successful, I accept. But usually the easiest picture of your business you have, the better. So why it is important? Because customers is here, and customer development we do here. We simply talk to our customers about our value proposition. Value is what we are talking. If you have a lot of value, we have a very good business. Yeah. And the simpler we understand it, the more value for yourself you do. So it's very good example. So, value proposition. I think here is the case, how formulated. It's not a marketing formulation of your business, but it's a formulation for your team, for yourself. It looks fine and works great. Let's read. So, the core value proposition form the core value proposition this way. We are the company who helps the client type A. It's important. In case B, settle the problem C, buy product service X, and get the value Y from price Z. Let's explain. So tell me, why client type A? Why it is important? So you can change any letter, it doesn't matter. It's like A, B, C, X, Y, Z. So helps client type A. Why client is important here?
Because you need to define your target market, to whom you sell.
Yeah, because only clients pay you money. If you understand who pays, so you're at least a smart guy. And on the other side, it's an opportunity to switch to client segmentation. Because I'm sure you have heard a lot about client segmentation, but from this point of view, it's absolutely clear why. So, in case B, what is this? In case, it means like in situation. I'm asking that it's not about team, it's not about ambitions. So we have two companies which extremely ambitious, they extremely professional, they are skilled and so on, but some company really huge, others small.
It's challenging to enter other markets.
From this reason.
They sell different stuff.
What?
For example, one company sells, I don't know, sugar. Everyone needs sugar. And the other sells, I don't know, lashes, false lashes.
Yeah, it's close to right answer, but simplify it. What is it?
It depends on how huge the segment of your product is.
Maybe, but it's also complicated. So I'm answer. So you're right. Okay. Problem C, it's look like the same pain, yeah? If we have a huge pain, we are a huge company. If you can settle it with a high value. If we have something small pain, or maybe it's not a pain, it's a situation. For example, like snow in Moscow, and you have problem. But it's not a problem, it's situation. I mean problem in transportation. So why you have understand it clearly? Because sometimes it doesn't matter from the side how difficult to launch and how to survive. We have a lot of conversation previously that we have to survive from that valley at least. All these tactics help us, but without big idea we can't do it. Because with something, we need something which help us to believe. But when we stay and look at the business, we understand. If it's not a pain, we spend all the same efforts if we start something where the pain is high. And for this reason, customer development, and when you form your value proposition, you look, okay, we can switch. Is it market enough huge? We talked about previously. But when you look at the value, when you see at this and form your value proposition, you look slightly different. And let's go next. Problem, okay, product service, it's your company. So it's easy, yeah? Get the value. We talk about value a lot. Prices, cool. So if we have a lot of value, we can always explain market why we have such prices, yeah? You said quality, it's about value, because if in the core idea of your business it's important, it's a value. And for this reason you can have a higher prices, because you have a definition, you can explain, and you really have a difference. So let's look at this in more precise way, yeah. Clients type A means customer segment, yeah, agree. Important, very important. In case B, customer journey. Problem C, the pain is settled. The more pain, the better. Look always where is the real pain. It tremendously helps. So you understand what is hype? Hype, yeah, in business, yeah. We have a hype. So can you explain what is this in means of pain and problem?
Is it a long-term product or a short-term?
It doesn't matter. So hype usually short, but all big companies created.
How many people face this problem?
Yeah, yeah. But usually hype happens when something happened. So it's like you all understand. Well, I try to find a good example. For example, Apple. Yeah, so it's a simple example, but it's a very good example. When technology. So I think that Jobs, I'm not expert of Apple and Jobs, but I have, so I think he have a very clear vision. And his value proposition was like, it must be very convenient for customer, yeah? But technology don't have, or maybe was ready to give this product on the market. So I think he think and look and wait until he was ready. And usually all big companies created in a hype because if technology ready, they start execute at so with a very high speed. But the moment they start launch, they are ready. So it's look like, do you know about, for example, 10,000 hours of something, if you spend on something, it means that you have become an expert. So, like Bill Gates, when technology was ready, he spent and has have an experience at least this months of hours in programming. So he was not, so he is a unique person, but he was ready. And when the technology ready, they launch. So, and look, always hype, it means that something happened, but people who around it, they have made a homework, they are ready, and they are ready to launch. The difference is that we have a different hype. For example, we can accept that internet, it's a technology, and now we have a multi-billion corporations like, give me examples, in e-com, in internet business. Alibaba, Amazon, who? eBay, Facebook, Google. Yeah. Yeah. So everything is like when inventors have developed or created an internet like HTTPS or HTTP protocol, it was not a business, it was a technology. So originally it was created for communication about different, maybe department of US Army. So they invent. You understand? They are not an entrepreneur. They invent in technology. So so I think it requires at least 20 to 30 years. And nowadays, we all use it in our life all the way. So the companies who launch, so 20 years ago, currently they are now a multi-billion company because really they have a lot of a great market, but the demand it's tremendous. So nowadays we can't live without internet at all the time. So it's happened. So look at hype. If it's small hype, it's like, okay, maybe you will create a company with an ordinary results. If you have a tremendous switch in technology or something else, you have a tremendous results, as I said. Because big, tremendous, and the pain is very strong, yeah? Okay, value, what the customer get? I think if we have only 1 minute for our lecture, I said, your business exchange value for money. Like in hiring, we exchange time and experience for salary, yeah? Value is the most important about your business. Prices, it's money you get for it, okay? So, it's about my company. So the slide about Lucky Child. When we switch from a value proposition, when we have insight, to a market proposition, it's look like baby care at first sight. So it's marketing proposition. But care is the most important for moms all over the world. And you accept that we all were baby. So for this reason, market is really huge. Yeah. Let's go. What's the question to ask? I think that who make a decision to buy? It's very important questions because during our or during my experience, usually sales forces forget about this simple idea. So always check that you sell the right person. Who is the right person? The person who make a decision. When your sales staff don't understand, they waste of time. Their time, your time. They not generate sales, not generate profit, revenue. They simply make operations. For this reason, we have a problem interview. First of all, we have to find out who make make decision to buy, because usually you comes and you understand that you sell a wrong way. You sell the right things, but you sell it in a wrong way because you sell it to a wrong person. It's like, for example, it's very difficult to sell complicated product, for example, IT, for a person who don't understand nothing about it. It's the same idea, but I don't know why people forget about. And you must understand, for you it's a little bit strange, but believe me, people spend multi-billion, not billion, okay, they spend at least $1 million to create a product, and they forget to ask customers about their needs. As a result, expenses $1 million, product no need anyone. So as a result, it's no way to sell it. Yeah. People also forget to sell right person. The question is still, who make a decision about this? Yeah. Don't forget and don't make this mistake. Okay, what damage in dollars will the client get if don't fix it? So how you understand it? I repeat, what damage in dollars will the client get if don't fix it? Let's look this way. So it's easy to explain. For example, so at least your idea. So everybody understands what is damage. So in dollars means we can calculate it. If don't fix it. I mean fix it like a pain. Don't settle the problem. Maybe don't think about product, but products all the same idea. For example, you are without clothes. Pain, strong enough. So if don't fix it, what would happen to you? And it's quite similar to the value at the moment you're ready to pay for it, for the service. So your version, how you understand it? Give me example as a service. In which way, for example, you have a service and you can give me explanation what happened if you don't get it. And for this reason, you can explain how much value in this service right now. And as we understand that it happens in a particular situation, it looks like in a customer journey, we have a point where it happened and why it is important for you right now.
Somewhere and there is no transport, so I need a taxi.
Yeah.
But there are no taxi in this area, so it will cost me a lot of time to go to the place where I need to go.
Yeah, so absolutely right. And for this reason, we can understand why Uber is a multi-billion company. Yeah, because everybody needs a taxi, someone. especially when you're abroad, when you don't know anything, you don't speak, and so on, so on. You don't have money. So they fix a lot of problem. Simple problem, but which happens all the time. Yeah? So it's look at the market, it happens all the time. People use it. So it's like a transaction model, a lot of transaction in this service. So what happened, it means like, yeah, if you don't, so I think everybody has already this experience when in the very important event of your life, your mobile phone is switched off. So here is the problem. Value increased tremendously. So, and it means that if it's paid right now, you can increase your prices according to the value. If you paraphrase that idea, it's look like what damage the client would get if you don't fix it. If you look at your product, at your company this way, you have a very clear understanding what the value you have. And it gives you an idea what prices would be, especially when you don't have knowledge at all. And people don't understand yet that they need such service. Because startups, it's usually about new technology and about new services. And for example, if you comes, I don't know, so venture industry, venture fund, what ideas they're looking for? Disruptive. What means disruptive? They looking for an idea which transform the current way of things. And Uber is the way how we can change all the taxi market. So it's disruptive. Okay. How long client can wait? Why we ask this? Maybe not why, but what helps us to understand about the business if we understand does your client ready wait or not? Or what we can calculate? So I think we have a break in 10:30, yeah? Yeah, okay. Let's think about this question. So why it is important to ask, yeah? Are our client ready to wait or not? Who can repeat the question? Yeah, it's funny. It's early in the morning. So, how long the client can wait? So, why are we asking this? The way you must think about this question is how short your pipeline. Because you understand what is pipeline. It's we will talk about how sales forces work, but in general, you have a pipeline. You have a stage in sales, and you can prognose or predict when you close the deal and when your money comes. Yeah. And for example, you understand that to sell a airplane Boeing, it's not the same to sell a cup of coffee. They have a different pipeline. Why it is important for you? Because when you plan your cash flow, you plan what's your deal life cycle. So how time you need to close the deal. And for this reason, it's close to understand how long client can wait. It's important for understanding how long the pipeline would be. On the other side, if client can wait, it means that it's not strong pain. If it's not strong pain, it means that it's not easy to operate this business, and maybe you don't get the target, because all business created about big idea. We would like to settle something on the market or change something around us. Yeah. Well, and we don't launch a business from the idea to earn a lot of money. We would like to earn money, we would like to be rich, but the core idea is that we do something, it's our big idea. Money is a result that we are not dreaming, and the demand on the market exists. And if you look, if the pain is huge, we can see example of big transnational multi-billion companies. Yeah, everything is clear. So how long client can wait is a tricky question from which you can understand, does it pain or not? What did they do to fix problem? How do you think? What we try to find out by asking this question. I repeat, what they... One second. You can hear me, yeah? Okay, super. So, I repeat, what they did to fix the problem. Why are we asking it? They means company or your customers. Please don't shy, it's easy, I think. So what they did to fix the problem? It means that you can at least to find out rivals on the market. Because if it's pain and people try to settle this problem, it means that somebody also operates on this market and settle this problem already. So we have previously discussed that I think it's a mistake when you don't go and launch business when you see rivals. It's strange when you don't see the rivals. It's really strange. I don't know why, but instead of spending at least an hour for discovery what happened and what rivals on the market, entrepreneur usually or founder usually thinks that no rivals and they have absolutely unique idea.
Yeah, sometimes this idea.
Well, I would like that you remember that it's strange, but when you see the rivals, it's not the reason not to go. For example, if your rival a multi-billion company, it's very good because potentially they can you have an opportunity to sell this business to this company. Big means slow. Small company means very changeable. And it works fine. For example, if you small and slowly, you will die. Yes.
And I think a good example is a $1 Blaze company, which bought Procter & Gamble
Yeah.
for $1 billion.
Yeah. So they called $1 Shave, yeah, club, $1 Shave Club. Yeah, it's tremendous idea, but this example happens on US market. But what I want you to understand that rivals it's good because they make you stronger. You clearly can understand what happened. You can compare on which state you operates, get the best from them, and do the same or maybe change and much quicker. Because you're a quicker company, you're a small company. And for this reason, it's perfect. If they can understand, if they understand that you are better, they simply buy you. If somebody buy your business and you're ready to do it, you are rich. Because what you buy, what you sell, as we said, at least not your time. You sell something other. And as we said, so want to be too rich, want to be rich, sell much. Okay. So how did they fix the problem? Means that you can hear what rivals on the market, then discover, find out. Sometimes you understand that you have no way. For example, would you like to create another Uber? Yes? Taxi. I mean taxi.
If, for instance, Get Taxi, this is an Israeli company which.
Yeah, but
operates
on
in
I understand. But on the Russian market, we have at least 3 big players: Uber, Yandex, Get, City Mobile.
Yeah, over Yandex they just.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they huge twice. City Mobile, yeah. So sometimes when you see the really strong players on the market, it doesn't make sense. For example, if you come with absolutely the same idea to venture investor, angel, for funding, he asks you, what's the value proposition? What different with you? What's the value? And you understand when you in a fight with a huge company with, huge from a resources view. Money plus people, the main resources of the company. Sometimes it's difficult to win, unless you change something. Always it is opportunity. As you remember, you can launch Uber. You will be profitable because market is huge. And then we think about Russia, Moscow, that it's expected to be 25 million people live here, yeah? They all need services. So you have a niche. It's okay. But sometimes the only value proposition in this case would be to sell by price.
Yeah, that's why they invent something like BlaBlaCar.
Yeah. Another business model. So entrepreneurship world is very interesting life. So something changes. But you must understand why. So if you not have enough value and you have a strong rivals, okay, maybe it's good enough, but you sell by price. It's also strategy. So hand sale. How do you understand? What is it? Really? So okay, let's focus about hand itself. Simply, you as a founder go to sell, and I think that founders sometimes think that it's difficult to sell yourself. So it's like you come and you make a deal.
We need to find distributors.
The idea is that unless you make your own sales deal on your why it's called hand, because you do it by hand, by leg, so you do it on your own. Unless you close the deal and you don't get this experience, you don't understand how to sell. And it's very important for you at least make, as a founder, to sell your product at once. Of course, we are talking about internet business, and we'll scale it from, I think, marketing way. But unless you do this stage, you don't understand how to sell. And you don't make a value proposition on your landing page. So from a conversion, you must understand that all your clients see is the title. The more precisely and more strictly you form your title on this landing page, the more conversion rate you have. Sometimes switching between percentage is tremendously result in your P&L. And you don't have an opportunity to do it the right way unless you sell on yourself. So for this reason, always sell. And don't shy. I think that people don't go to business because they think that it is about sales, but they don't like sale. But it's not true. We all sell yourself all the time, different way. The more we do it, the more successful we are. Because the only way to be successful in life, what? Much. And the second question, what we sell. So, of course, if you make a company or think about your company that you will stay in a shop and sell all the time, it's not an entrepreneur from the point we are discussing here. So it's like freelance model. So while you're doing something, for example, staying and make sales, you earn. But as for me, for example, I here with you, but company works. So I don't sell my time for the company. Okay, do you understand, yeah? So hence it's don't shy and go to the client. And the idea on the problem interview, so can difference, okay, problem interview and sales. Why? And what's the difference? What difference?
Before sales, you need to
Yeah, so.
to conduct an interview.
Before we're sure how to sell, we ask the questions, but asking the right questions. The way we think that we understand something, we try to sell. The key idea that, do you remember about people always lie?
Yes.
So it's not easy, and you have a time to become a psychologist to make a very good problem interview. As a founder of small company, you don't have resources to hire a company who does this job for you, like marketing, research, or something else. Yeah, it's expensive on the market. Yeah. So when we simply ask questions, but we know which question to ask, we discover and think about who is the client, okay, who is the right person, okay, what's the problem, how long they wait, what they do. So we understand everything by asking simple questions. But we can't check whether they lie or not. For example, you are smart or maybe a pretty woman, yeah, pretty woman. You comes to a man and give you a very nice feedback, but maybe it's not true. Maybe simply he wants to be a pleasant. It happens all the time. But business, it's not about nice people. It's about money. It's about real world. So the rivals always ready to kill you all the time. So it's normal. So we simply accept it. So how do you think? The same question. The difference between asking and sale. What we try to check.
Like the truth.
Yeah. Because unless we want money for something, we are simply dreaming. But when you ask, okay, it costs a sum of money, something changed in our mind. I can explain what exactly changed, but it's not the topic of our course. But you must understand that as we sell to people, it's always about psychology. So when you would like to calculate value, you have a price for this value. Unless you sell, you can't calculate value. Do you understand the key idea? Perfect. What we do, go to sale. Yeah. And exactly you must love the product, because if you're talking about conversion, you understand that some people sell, others no. It's not the problem of the product, yeah? In this case, somebody sells much, others the same product. In the same company, for example, you have 2 salespeople. So one sells alone, others not. The problem usually about what people think about yourself. So it's a psychology. If you love your idea, you sell it tremendously, easily, and people believe you. Because everything around you shows that you believe that it's true and you are the right person for the deal. If your salespeople don't believe the same idea, if you don't believe, you don't sell. Remember this. So how to make yourself, maybe I'm not correct in English, but the idea that you believe in your idea when you check it. Because when you do nothing, you're dreaming. When you force tricky questions or somebody sends you a lie or something else, you stop. And you hesitate, and people see it. And for this reason, you know where to sell. When you make customer development and you sell, you study how to sell it. On the next loop, you do it better, better, better. And how it look like? First of all, you know how to sell. Then you know how to study your salespeople to sell, because it's your product. You believe, and you have to transfer your belief to others people. If you do it, they also believe, you sell more, it works. Yep. So, hand sale. What's the rule, I think? So we have just discussed about that go to sell. So it's important. Because unless you believe, you don't sell. The formula for success: increase the price and sell yourself. It forces you to understand the value. So vice versa. So you simply set your P&L, understand the profit margin is not enough, increase your price, and go to sell. And for this reason, as you sell, so you calculate the value, because you simply see conversion rate, buy or not, why, how strong pain, and it helps you tremendously, because it's not a very good idea to sell by price for a small company. Small prices, low budget. Low budget, you can't grow. You can't grow, you can't pay much yourself, first of all. And you remember that, so I think that when you plan your financial model, you have a salary, so fixed cost, salary. You must be in a salary. Because if you are not in a salary, it's look like you are accepted that you
May not happen.
I try to, in English, to make the right, to sell the right idea. It's look like you as a person cost. You have a cost on the market, yeah? But if you do your job as a founder and you don't, so you really believe and you make a lot of efforts, in your P&L looks like it's a free. Yeah? Because not salary. You don't pay yourself a salary. So you accept that you get money from a profit. But when you do it, it's okay. You can think this way. You can think this way. But from P&L, for us, especially for another, for venture investor, it's look like, what happened with your business if you don't pay salary? It's look like somebody for zero money do this job. It's look like when you push your market salary in your P&L, you tremendously drop your profit margin. So it's a tricky, yeah? It's like, for example, the better make a very good financial plan with all expenses. It's look like it must be market, on the market, in market. And then you understand, okay, not enough profit margin. Increase prices. We understand that prices connected with value, go to sale, increase value, and understand at least value. So, and do it unless you understand what your product, what your service, what your company, what's your value, and you can close the deal. Yep. Well, so the main idea we have already said that you can't calculate value unless you do it for money, so you sell. Yeah, so it's important. So let's review value proposition. So we check client segment, okay, customer journey, okay, the pain you settle, okay, always think, do you really can settle this problem? Or you're dreaming. Sometimes you're dreaming. You know about rivals, so you can see maybe they are more efficient. If they are more efficient, you don't get value you need for the client. How you settle? Okay, it's your product, what the customer value. So we have just discussed it. So do you remember the first question or at the beginning? So currently we can calculate value. Do you agree? And you have an instrument how to calculate. Yeah, it's very important, believe me. Because when you start your business from scaling a channel, like you said, okay, I have several ideas, I make a landing page, I make a good title and traffic on it. So, but what you miss? You simply don't know, are you getting a target or not?
Yeah.
It's look like you have a metrics, but if they are bad, you don't understand what's wrong. So it's like maybe your programmers make a bugs. Maybe your traffic manager is a stupid guy and don't understand the client and other audience come to your page. Here you can see all. Value, it's very important. Because if you don't understand value, you can reduce prices. And what usually happens in a real company? Sales forces, it's the people who are quite confident. As a person, they're quite confident in everything. Ideal salesperson can sell everything. You understand? Because he believes that he can do it. He don't think about product, he thinks about yourself. So, but we understand if you reduce the prices, it's easy to sell. Agree? If you don't understand value, salespeople force you to reduce prices. You as a founder, I mean. When you understand value, you always think about balance. Yeah?
Can I ask a question about
Yeah.
landing site?
Yeah.
Is it possible, for instance, to modify a landing site? For example, if I just want to offer a service and on this landing site invent something like a registration. So is it not a solution that will help me to understand the value and the demand, actual demand?
Well, of course, you can improve your landing, like you said, reduce some fields in registration form and something else. But you must understand, in digital world, you have an interface. In interface, you can make an experiment and understand, oh, we have plus conversion increase. But from a statistic point of view, you have accept that you must make the right experiments. So sometimes you have enough traffic to check the hypothesis that you really increase something. It's not quite I mean, it's not quickly to reach this results, because if you don't have a lot of traffic and your conversion is not changed tremendously, like plus 50%, your experiments will be not correct from statistic point. And for this reason, it's much more expensive to switch from digital on this stage and understand why they don't sell. Because interface is important. If people don't see your button buy, it's an interface problem. It's not a business problem. But when you do it all, it's expensive. When you sell on your hand, or hand sales, so when you form a value proposition before you go in digit and do something there, you understand the rule and you simply check the rules and you scale. So I think the answer, in most cases, people goes your way. And they close. Idea is that because it's look like, for example, in programming world, we have such idea. It's called trash in, trash out principle. So if you have something in like trash, you always have trash outside. So how you can understand it? So paraphrase what we are talking about, how you understand why it's a little bit the same.
The first problem, as I understood, is interface one, so it is possible to deal with it. And
Yeah.
I think the other really important one is related to advertising.
Yeah, I think, okay, it looks like this way. You launch, you have advertisement company, you have statistic and metrics, they are bad. So,
Then you can understand.
and you make a decision, it doesn't work. The problem is that you have a fail on each stage. To start from whom you advert, so you don't understand clearly your customer. So on your banners or video ad, you don't make the market value proposition correctly. So they come, people come, but they come with maybe not paying, maybe with situation, yeah? And for this, you see a metrics, but it's a problem. Because when you see the fact, and you think, wow, it's a fact, it doesn't work. The core idea is that something wrong was before we get this result. It's like trash in. If trash in, we always trash out. So our P&L, we have non-profitable business, our metrics bad, we don't have any chance to increase this from the fact. So when you do this job, you usually understand which mistake avoid. Okay. I hope I asked your question. So, how we can control value? Any idea? Statistic metrics, in general, yes, but what do you mean? How?
If we understand exactly the demand, that means that we can control value. Somehow,
But how?
partly.
How? So in general, okay, we all understand that we can control it. The more important, how? Because what business or young company forget, young founders, I think, young founders forget to do is that they have good conversion. So offer to close the deal, good conversion from users to buyers, for example, yeah? So they have conversion rate. They think that, wow, it's It's really cool because they get the target, they understand the audience, and they understand what's the value of the business. They get money, transfer value, I don't know, service, product, doesn't matter. But don't control what happens next. So they don't control the value. Yeah? What happens usually? If you don't control something, usually it's go wrong way, at least. And we understand, if the value is the core of our business, it's all about business, yeah? So the only thing we should think about our business, where is the value? Is the value high? We can have a good prices, high prices. So we must control it. So do you have any idea how we can control it? It's not difficult, I think.
Calculates our NPV.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So this is question ask our clients. Instrument NPS, NPC. Yeah. So let's go. As you know, what is it? Net Promoter Score. Please explain how it works. Who else know what is Net Promoter Score? Nobody? Do you know? Can you explain?
Partly, not.
Partly, okay. So, at least you must know that it's not difficult, and a lot of services exist who can make a statistic research on NPS. So it's simply you make 1, 2 simple questions like, would you recommend us in this case? Yeah. For example, if you sell product, you can ask on the next day after you deliver the product, and it is assumed that customers start using it. You can ask, would you recommend this product to your friends? Yeah. Or more detailed questions, it doesn't matter. The big idea that these services, so you don't need anything. You just go to service, make this, I don't know what it is, survey, yeah, that's right, survey. And for example, in email or maybe mobile push or SMS.
People usually skip it, actually.
The core idea is it depends on the value. So on the early stage, usually people try to help you. If you have a good marketing strategy and you have good marketing people, they can ask the same question the way that a lot of people will pass this way. And the more point when you ask about your services, but usually it's look like we ask about our services. Indeed, we are more founders think about the value. Because if no value, so NPS shows it, no recommendation, no variety, no value. It's true, because we don't ask about, will you recommend this cup of coffee, especially when you never buy it in our coffee shop. Yeah? It doesn't make sense. When you ask buyers, so people who buy your services, the way they're ready to give you feedback, they give you enough statistics. So, and it's look like on an earlier stage, you don't have a lot of clients. So the easiest way, you can simply call them and ask. For example, if you have first clients, they're interested to give you a clear feedback because you settle their problem. They have a strong pain. The quickly you settle it, the better. The more feedback, they're ready to give you a lot of feedback. Ready.
Sometimes this is not true one.
Yes, because I absolutely agree with Vic. For example, I always skip these feedbacks.
It depends in which situation.
It won't take me like a lot of time, but I usually skip it because like it doesn't mean that I don't care, but I don't want to spend my
you
time
actually
on
don't
this.
care.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I got the product which I wanted, and so that's enough for me. Why?
Or for example, talking about coffee, when I, for instance, buy something and they ask me about feedback, and if even this coffee is awful, I would say that, oh, that's okay, thank you, because I would feel uncomfortable to disappoint these people, and that's why I'll give them not
and for this reason we use NPS, because as a founder, what you can see, nobody gives you a feedback. You're in the early stage and nobody gives you a feedback. It's a strange. Do you agree?
Yeah.
For example, when Ozon asking you about its service,
We don't answer.
you're not interested, and this company operates for 20 years.
Okay, and what to do in the situation, for example, when competitors pay for other people to leave their like bad feedback to other companies?
It's not about value, it's a question about rivals on the market.
Competitors.
Yeah, so. But for example, as for our case, we sell clothes online in all retailers, and they are open comments, open feedback, and usually we can see this way, it works this way. When you're popular and you give a lot of value to your customers, if a rivals try to write down something wrong and give you a negative feedback, people who love your product give a lot of, they fight for you, and for this reason. So, okay, statistic, it's okay, it's instrument, but what we can, why NPS, it's really a very important service or instrument for us. So, how it works? We can calculate it, understand maybe it's not enough, but it's very close to customer development. So, when you see when product, it's not perfect, it's assumed that we are going to increase the value. So, we would like to fix something in our business, yeah? So, idea is that we ask with this group, so they call passive, they are between 7 and 8, and we're asking what we should do to switch you to active or promoters. So here is your real feedback, what you should fix. And believe me, don't think, you know what is statistics. So, for example, you can try to sell absolutely bullshit, but somebody will buy it in a digital world on a big market. Yeah. So, for this reason, you must see, okay, a lot of people, for example, you think skip and pass, but a lot of companies don't simply ask. If they start asking, they knew a lot about yourself. Somebody asks, somebody not give a feedback. It's normal. But statistically, you will see where is the problem. And when you see these people, usually you, as a founder, must get a phone, be nice, and talk to them. Because on the previous stage, you know how to make a problem into you. So, and you usually ask what we should do from our service that you will recommend us. People give you feedback. So, how else we control the value?
For instance, first of all, when we set prices, we need to look at the market price and identify the medium one and decide.
Yeah, always look at the market. Yeah, monitor prices, monitor rivals. So, how do you think? Founders usually do it or not?
Yes, but maybe
that was a tricky question from you.
People forget about it. And it's look like we forget about our clients. So if business works, oh, fine. We think about problem inside, but the growth outside. And for this reason, I think we don't talk about it, but founders, it's a group of people with a different competence. I think that it depends on the sphere you operate, but at least salespeople, marketing people, it's very people and finance people. But as for finance, we discussed that we can do it on your own, unless we are a financial director. But I think that whom you launch, so your group of founders, and their key competence, it's a very, very important for the company to survive. So, because different people with different competence. If you have a marketing people on board, they think like outside your company. For example, if you don't have operation director, nobody doing out inside. So everyone have fun. And we will talk about it, but I think that this competence is tremendously important. If among a group of founders know a marketing people, they simply forget about it and don't do it. But as we know, the market change, yeah? What else? So rivals prices, okay. So it's written here LTV. What is it? Do you know? Yeah, it's retention. So it's a retention metric at least. And but why it is important? LTV, it's like lifetime value of the client. So why it is retention? Because I don't think that you plan your business on one purchase of the client. So it happens, but you need very high prices to survive, like sell a plane. Not quickly, but with a good price. LTV means that people continue to use your service. Because you can make, so difficult to make business with always from advertising strategy. So you always on TV. It's too expensive. It's possible, but it's too expensive, yeah? You can attract a new clients to your business by advertisement. But if they don't buy from time to time, it's a business problem. Real business problem. So how we can control TV? So as it's a metrics, we can calculate it. Maybe I'm mistaken in definition, but in marketing we have cohort. Do you know what is it? Cohort. Okay, so it's look like you make advertisement company. Some people comes. This group of people called cohort. So no, it's like these people comes from this company. So you fix it like in a period. So everybody who comes, they're in the cohort. Then marketing people tracked, analyze what happened, how this cohort behave, how they buy, what's the average price, and other metrics. From cohort, you can understand what happened. At least you can understand how successful your advertisement company, but you usually accept that you don't, so usually you need more than one purchase to be profitable, and that expenses for advertisement become less than profit or revenue you get. Okay, you understand. And for this, LTV, it's very good metric. So you, like a founder, must simply think. Will you calculate it? And will you calculate it for Hogarth if you make advertisement company? And if you see that you have a decline, that's something wrong. So it means like you don't get enough value for the market. Usually it's look like rivals do something. But for example, if your rivals discount prices, is it good or not for you? It looks like, okay, they buy less, but you understand that rivals discount, simply discount. So how do you think, is it good or not? Is it good for whom?
This is good for customers, but this is not good for us.
For business.
That means that we need to decrease them too.
Oh wait. So, and for this reason, it's like pricing war. So, if you're in a pricing war, it means that you always sell by price. If you sell by value, it doesn't matter. Because, for example, if they discount you not, you are cool. You can increase prices because you have enough value in your business. And for this reason, usually company can't discount all the time because it makes their P&L minus, yeah, penny less. So it's always short-term strategy, always short. So you simply see for your rivals, understand their discount, and look how long they can do it. If they do it all the time, it's the questions. Because maybe they find out value and they can sell the same service, but by price divided by 2. It means that they tremendously increase operation inside. It's a disruptive. Because you understand when, for example, Ubers come, they reduce the prices in a service at least twice. They reduce. But as a company, they aggregate more money, they become more profitable. Because they announce to the market tremendous technology, disruptive technology. And it's easy. If you see, you understand that prices always depends on our P&L, like cost of goods, like cost fixed cost. So it's, for example, previously, if you would like to get a taxi, you have to call somewhere. It means on the other side, there is a salary of a person who gets this call, yeah? It's expensive. Mobile phone doesn't have. I mean, Uber services, you don't need such service, and for this, you reduce your expenses as a business. So always think, if LTV drop down, something wrong. If you check rivals and their prices, you understand, okay, it's short term, they finish the strategy because they don't have enough power as profit inside their business. But if they can do it, maybe something changes tremendously. Communication, what is it?
This is also a question about balance of price and value. That our customers, for them, our product is as valuable as for us.
Yeah. But let's think about this from this point. We agree that people in general, we are lazy people. So it's normal. So, and for this reason, if you can explain, especially your marketing services can explain what is your value, it means that your clients don't think about it. So they don't understand prices and value because they simply don't think. Or maybe they dream about something else. And if you dream, it's not good for you. And you can see how important is it, because people, So it looks like people don't understand that marketing strategy, communication strategy, they all comes from value proposition, because we can form the value and transfer to market all the time. If we don't do it, it means that market don't understand our value, and they're dreaming or maybe changing, misunderstanding everything. But it's a problem. If we don't get a value and we don't talk about our value, people think about us and our sources from the term of prices. Because when you come to online shop, you can see two products, prices differ twice. If you don't have explanation why, so you don't have value on this product, people usually buy price, yeah, in this case. So here is the difference between price and brand strategy. Brand always explains why they are, who they are, what they do, what their values. So it's important. Yep. Okay. Let me. So remember about communication that it's important. Especially when in our world you understand that at least social media, it's always on your hand. So if you don't communicate the right way from the value of your business, people don't understand who you are. The clearly you can get or maybe transfer the meaning, the better operates your business, because it's easy to explain. Here we can see ABCD segmentation. And here it's our Asterval business model canvas. Here is value proposition. And you can see that clients are here, value proposition are here. So we form value proposition from hand sales and customer development. Also, customer developments give us information to find out client segment. Yep. So why we need ABCD segmentation? How you understand it? Do you know what is ABC usually? ABC segmentation.
Step by step.
What?
Step by step.
No. Okay, in general, segmentation, so we have divided our clients, our products, or something else. We have decided to divide on a group with different, the same maybe options. But from the ABC segmentation, what we must to say? A, get most of the value from your business, you buy quickly, so it's easy. They have, it's hurt strong, they buy at once. B, get middle level of value. It means maybe they don't have such problem, they buy, but requires effort from us. So we spend time on more efforts on sale. C, don't get value. They spend our time and they don't buy. D, don't have money. Don't remember about that, guys. It's your category which want your business, but they don't ready yet. It's very cool when your business have lines of client who wait for your product. And for such brand like luxury cars, usually they start the advertisement marketing campaign when a young boy start to play with cars, like a toy. So it's very long-term strategy. So they from a line to their business. So why it is important? First of all, you understand from a cost dev who segments, which segments you have. So, and you can explain your salespeople where to go, where not to go, how to divide these people. And you focus always on A and B category. Because, why do you think? Earning money, yeah. You can sell them. They understand your value. It's very important about pipeline, sales pipeline. The same idea about when you sell wrong people. So sometimes it's a wrong person in a corporation, but the right segment from your pipeline, yeah? It's a mistake of your salesperson. Here is a mistake of sales segment when you try to sell someone who not ready to buy. Can you give an idea what is the next segmentation, E? E, what would be?
Worse than all previous ones.
No.
Have lots of money.
What?
Have a lot of money.
Have a lot of money, yeah, it's close. But who have a lot of money? From company you sell. So sometimes, okay, we have B2C and B2B market, so different. But here it would be the company who are too large for us. So we're not, as a business, ready to operate with them. For example, like a small business don't work with government because too small. Yeah. But don't forget them. These guys exist. The higher and more efficient you become, you're ready to work with them. If your salespeople try to sell the wrong way, wrong segment, it's always fail. Control it. If you not control people, imagine. So your sales forces always must to have instruction. Okay. So I think we stop here because the next lecture would be about unit economy. So, and here is the funny pictures. What's the difference? We are still here. We are nice, small, and lovely. But real business look like this. And don't forget that as soon as you're ready, they're ready to kill you. Okay, so lecture is over. Then we make a practice. When, as I said, I want you to make a value preposition for your business. For a new one, our final exam, it will be a group work. So we make a presentation. So value preposition, it's what we must explain. For me, the way we have today discussed. Okay? So, thanks.
Is it okay that in our group we have only 2 people?
As you like. If it's okay for you, why not?
Can I ask you a question about landing